right, welcome to the brand new version of the Reed and Logan podcast, now named, Reed, drum roll,
Basement Birds. We're back.
Basement Birds. We're back. I'm back in the basement, and we're
With
a
the
couple
bird.
birds. With the bird. Actually, there's no more birds. We fixed that
No
problem.
more birds, luckily.
But we decided that we're back. We've got a new identity. Same show, different identity. Got a new logo, courtesy of our best buddy here, Reed. And I'll let him tell you about that. Best bird? Best bird, buddy?
What am I all supposed to say about this?
That is a good question.
It's a bird.
Well, yeah.
This was, the name and the logo was inspired by Logan's wonderful run-in with the winged guest that he had in his basement from a previous episode. What episode was that, if people want to go back and listen?
That was a while ago.
That was a while back. We will find out. But, yeah, based off of that, and we thought that it was a fun name and kind of something that could, resonate with, the audience. Oh, that was episode 20. Nope, that was 19. 19.
Episode 19.
Episode 19. There's a bird in the
is the
basement.
one. Yeah, wow, gee. That
and
real
then
mystery there.
Episode 20 was Bird Alert.
Bird Alert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're back. New name, new look, slightly new format. Do we want to talk about that for a bit?
It's a similar format
Similar.
to what it was before. We're gonna have more guests. Reed and I both liked the interviewing that happened on the Halloween live stream. If you remember that was just about a whole bunch of months ago now. I guess
4 months ago.
4 months ago.
Wow.
Wow.
That's wild. Jeez.
But we both liked that when we had Reed's brother Lyndon on.
Yeah.
And so we want to keep with that kind of guest theme throughout the show. So hopefully we'll have more guests. Hopefully there would be this show will be more focused on content and quality of said content.
Yes.
Right. Instead of there was before time there was a lot of worry about post-production and that kind of stuff, and we were dumping a lot of time into that.
Yeah, we had an overly complicated production process.
Yes.
Which was problematic in terms of focusing on what we're actually going to talk about. So now we have hopefully smoothed out some of those issues.
Yeah. So hopefully with this new format, we will be able to provide a higher quality listening experience for the audience, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
We're in the process of overhauling all the social media platforms. It's gonna be the same channel, same everything.
Yes.
We're gonna change the name. All the old stuff will still be there. This will be a new section for going forward. Probably on YouTube, we'll have a new podcast playlist. The old ones will still be there. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
And so we've got a whole bunch of new ideas and fun stuff on the docket. So
we got to figure out what we're doing on Spotify.
Yeah. So
we haven't really discussed that yet, but we'll figure it out.
Well, yeah, and so I mean, it's a process. Obviously, we've taken a couple weeks off here since the beginning of the year. So
a couple weeks,
obviously,
a couple months.
Well, I mean, almost 2 months, almost 2 full months now, because we did the last one. The last one came out just before the new year.
Correct. Yeah.
So,
but now we're back.
This one will be if it comes out this Friday, it'll be March 1st already, which is absolutely insanity.
It will. Jeez.
Right. So hopefully we'll be in a good spot and we'll be.
I think we will be. It's feeling good
making
so
people
far.
laugh even throughout the new year. So that's wonderful.
Yep. Yeah. I like it though. I'm excited. The post-production changes that we have, will hopefully help us allow to, spend more time on planning the actual content, and not having, episodes where we are, I don't want to say confused on what to talk about, but we're kind of pulling at straws for content, So if we can take some of the effort out of the post-production and automate a little bit more of that, we can focus more on what goes into the actual content.
Yeah. So I think with talking about content, that can move us
Yeah.
right into our first segment of the new show.
Yeah.
And so it comes with story time from Logan this week. Story time. We'll call this segment story time.
Story
because
time with Logan, yeah.
If you listen to the show before, you know how much I love to tell stories.
Oh,
And
yep.
all of which are 100% true all the time and never embellished at all.
Okay.
So I don't know, Reed knows, but we recently in my household, and I say my household, I guess it's not my household anymore, but my brother and I recently, a couple years ago, got into disc golf. You know what disc golf is, Reed?
I do, yeah. It's where you golf with the disc.
This is true.
Yeah.
You basically throw a cylindrical flat piece of plastic at a basket, and you try and put the metaphorical biscuit in the basket. You see what
I've
I'm saying?
also heard it called froth.
Yeah. Well, some
Or
people
frisbee
call
golf?
it frolf. Some people like frolf. Some people don't.
So I've heard disc golf though. Well, back in the day, I was a little bit of a disc golfer myself back in high school.
Yeah. A frolfer.
Yeah, I did a little bit of frothing. That's just yeah. Is that like the thing you do with the milk before you put it in the coffee?
That's frothing.
Same
with a
difference. You know?
TH.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be throwing disc or if I'm supposed to be blending milk. But
Well-
I did a little bit of disc golfing in my day. A couple high school buddies and I did it for a summer. That's about it. Still got the discs at home though, and I don't really use them because they're a couple states away. But
Yeah, I mean, I got into it probably before anyone else did. I went with a buddy; he got me into it, and then I was like, "Hey," to my brother Austin, I was like, "Hey, you gotta try this. It's a lot of fun."
when did you first go? When did this start for Logan? If we chronicle the froth career of Logan, what do we got?
I want to say post COVID,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
so I will. I don't.
So
I
I
don't,
technically went before you.
I think so. I think
Okay,
so.
Yeah,
but
I would have gone like summer of 17, 18.
yeah,
Oh, gosh, that's 7 years ago? No, what? Wow. That's kind of
you're an
wild.
old man. But
I do
anyway,
have a funny story I just thought of during my time as a disc golfer, but you can continue with your with your story first, and then I'll add mine.
yeah. So I got Austin into playing disc golf, and he has gotten a lot better than I have. He's taken it a lot more seriously than I have. That's for sure. He plays in tournaments now and does all sorts of crazy stuff, and works at the disc shop over at by his house. But anyway, he was going disc golfing recently. This was about 2 weeks ago. He was telling me this, and he was going to a place that's a little bit further away. I mean, there's so many disc golf courses. That was one of the things when I started playing disc golf. I didn't realize how many disc golf courses there were in the area.
Yeah.
But there are a ton of courses in the area, and he was going to one of them, and him and his buddy went, and they went in the later evening, so the sun was starting to go down and stuff, and they're standing, he's getting ready to throw or whatever, and all of a sudden, his buddy, he just hears, ah, what is happening? Austin said, "There's this guy."
Is
Who
that an accurate
jumps-
yell there?
It was.
Ah.
This guy jumps out of the woods.
Yeah.
This is a gentleman who is not in his right state of mind.
Yeah.
Jumps out of the woods and tackles his friend.
That's why.
Jumps, kind of just, jumps and kind of flops on top of him.
Oh, okay. We're not like.
And
he's
but
like,
and then they kind of well, I mean, this is a full-grown man.
Yeah.
And he just jumps on him, and they kind of just fall down. And Austin's like, "What is happening?"
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Yeah, so he was like, "What the heck?" And so he got this gentleman off of his friend. Austin did, and they're like, kind of walked away, and I was like, so, did you call the police? Did you, have this man arrested for being a crazy person in the middle of the park, jumping out of the woods, tackling your friend? I mean, obviously you called the police. No.
No? What? Where'd this guy go?
They just left him on the ground. Laying on the ground.
All right.
And so that prompted me to think of the craziest interaction that I've ever had. And I really don't think I have anything that can top that.
It's going to be hard to top that. If it would have been great if the story ended like, this guy jumps, Austin's buddy. They call the cops. This guy's arrested. And this is how they catch the Zodiac killer. This could have been a lot more exciting of a story. But they just left this guy. He could have been like a wanted fugitive, like for all we know. Who knows?
Hey, dude, I've called the police for way less than that. I saw some suspicious looking kids behind Walmart. I called the police. So
you a little dial I was like on the horn over there?
I got him on speed dial.
You got those 3 digits on speed dial, and they recognize the number and they go, "What's up, Logan? What now?"
Yeah, they call me by name when they answer the phone. Hey, good to hear from you again. How's the girlfriend?
They just don't even bother picking up the phone. They just see your number come up and your location. They just send a car right out there.
Yep. Like, actually, I have a police car that tails me at all times. So there's one within 5 minutes of my position.
Are you sure you just haven't been evading arrest for the longest time?
That's also a possibility. But no, I mean, I was just caught off guard by the fact that he chose, made an active decision to not call the police when I definitely have called the police for far less. So, I don't know.
To each their own.
I guess. I mean, oh gosh. I mean, you just started playing golf, right? I mean, you probably haven't had granted, regular golf is, I think, a little bit more civilized than the barbaric nature of disc golf. But
yes. Yeah.
Have you had any sort of weird interactions?
I haven't had any weird interactions. No, just a lot of people. The only course I've played so far is a local par 3 near us. And there is a concerning amount of people that show up to a driver on these holes that top out at 150 yards. And I don't really know what the philosophy is there, because if you can't hit an iron 100 yards, you're probably not going to hit a driver 150 because that's going to be a little bit more difficult to hit. I haven't had too many weird stories there, though. That's normally pretty normal. It's normally a quieter course. Just being a par 3, there's not a lot of people there. So luckily my weird interactions have been held at bay for now. But I imagine once I start, playing actual courses this summer, they'll start flowing in and provide some good content for stuff as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been playing golf for a little bit, and once in a while I get the opportunity to play in some sort of golf outing.
When did you start golfing? I don't know if we ever talked about this.
This is probably, I don't know. I think I was in college. This is before COVID because I remember going out to golf. We had at the high school by my house. We would have a little 3 holes that you could go to and hit balls for free, and so that's what we did. My brother and I a lot in the summer. But I've gotten the opportunity to play in a couple different golf outings, and golf outings are fun because a lot of times it's like a scramble, and so you even if you're the worst person, you still get to hit the ball and have a couple good opportunities to make some good shots, and so. I rolled up to the most recent golf outing I played at was at Cog Hill Country Club, and Cog Hill is one of the nicest golf courses in the area. They have the Pro Tour came through and played there. They had some sort of cup there.
Oh wow!
This was probably 10, 15 years ago.
Gotcha.
So we're playing, and the thing about golf outings, a lot of golf outings, is that the beverages are provided to you.
Oh, yes.
So,
some may say that is the best part and helps them be a better golfer.
Well, in this case, we were golfing, and a gentleman who I was actually filling in for my dad. So this was a lot of my dad's buddies. So I'm not going to use anybody's name in this particular instance, but we'll just call this guy Steve. So Steve, Steve was arrived early. His name's not Steve. He arrived early. You know, he's into the vegetables and the tomato juice kind of stuff. You know, when we get there, and so he's sitting there, you know, drinking away, and at this time it's starting to rain. You know, right? We're about. I get there about an hour before we're supposed to go out. It's starting to rain. All right, fine. We got golf carts. Like, we're all fine. Oh, yeah. And so we get in the golf cart, and Brent Sopel. You know Brent Sopel? He was playing golf. He was in this golf outing where I was playing with Brent Sopel.
He used to play. Used to play hockey.
Yeah, he played for the Blackhawks.
You're just going to casually drop that you played with a former NHLer?
Yeah, and so that just
was he
adds
in your group?
to the ridiculous. He was in the group in front of me. So
okay.
We had spent a lot of time just kind of hanging out together. But so
that's pretty cool, though. He won a Stanley Cup. That's pretty neat.
He did.
All right.
And so he just goes to random golf outings now. But anyway, we're going. Everybody it's like a shotgun start. So everyone gets in the golf cart. You go to different holes, and everyone starts at the same time.
And then
on different holes. And then you rotate.
And then you're good to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So we go, and we're driving to our hole. We were teeing off maybe on the 13th hole or whatever. So we got to drive, past the first 12 holes. And so Steve is in front of us. And Steve is drinking his tomato juice while he's driving his golf cart. Already,
the legalities of that are a little blurry, but
he's driving down. This is kind of like you go down a hill over a bridge and then back up.
Okay.
So we're kind of going over like a creek.
Like on the way to
he's going down this
house.
hill, and this is, it's already a little slick. So you start banging on the gas.
Yeah, and those cars.
You're not messing around, right?
No.
And so then if you slam on the brakes, your tires lock up. You're sliding down the hill.
Yeah, and you're lucky that thing holds into the grass when it's dry.
Well, there's no grass because it's concrete on either side. So what happens is Steve is down the hill. He slams on the gas and tries to stop, and you start doing this with the wheel, and all of a sudden you're sideways, and you flip the golf cart over before we even start golfing.
Oh no!
And so,
that can't.
I remember
happen.
everybody behind. Everybody starts jumping out of it because we're all in a line. So every single half the whole. Or maybe a quarter of the whole outing sees Steve do this, roll the golf cart.
Oh, my God.
And so everybody's jumping out of the golf cart. We're running over there to help Steve, and we get over there. Steve stands up. And I don't think he was too hurt. His pride was maybe hurt a little bit, but he had some tomato juice and celery sticks flying all over the place. He's got...
Is he the only one in his cart?
Quite the sight to see. I want to say he was.
Okay, that's good at least.
Because there had to be another person in the cart because
that's true. Yeah,
it was foursome. So
before you take
there had to be someone else in the cart, but it was just.
Oh my word!
It was just really, and you know what? I'm glad it wasn't me. That's all I have to say because
that's understandable. Yep.
There's a high likelihood that had I been partaking in the tomato juice beverages, that could have been me.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say.
That's fair.
So
that's fair.
The life lesson: no tomato beverages before golf.
No tomato beverage unless it's a V8.
Unless it's a V8 or ketchup. You're allowed to drink ketchup with a straw. Controversial opinion.
Oh boy, you're allowed to. Yeah, it doesn't mean you should.
Well,
there's a
there's a lot of
there.
No, I could see that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is quite the story.
Weird interactions on the golf course, or weird situations. I guess that leads us right into.
The new segment.
Odd news. The news segment. I forgot. We recorded the practice episode last week, but we've got a brand new segment also.
Brand new segment.
and this is called Odd News. It's one of my favorite segments. We're not playing the song, but
I didn't think we were, but
there was a song we had. But this is one of my
no,
favorite
let's not do that. Last time we
segments
played
from.
songs, it really threw off this recording.
It was really one of my favorite segments from my college radio days.
Yeah,
was Odd News. I had a segment every week where I'd talk about some weird, odd news stories, and I thought we could bring that back for the Basement Birds
sure
podcast.
I love it.
This one is actually pretty funny. Is that a deer breaks into Ontario Recreation Center and then dives into the pool? So. First of all, I like to think that I frolic around like a deer, and so if I were to be in a rec center pool, I would jump in.
That would have
this
been
way.
yours.
We'll go ahead and include the link in the description for the YouTube video. I don't know how we'll do that for Spotify, but if you want to see this video, you can check it out in the link of the YouTube video. Swimmers scrambled to get out of the water when a deer broke into an Ontario recreation center and made its way into the pool.
Oh,
Can
my
you believe that? Witness Francesco captured a video of the deer running around the pool area at Vollmer Cultural and Recreation Complex in LaSalle. So is this in... No. This I was going to say... LaSalle, that's a town in Illinois, but or LaSalle County, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So, but he had a quote here. My kid was at swimming lessons, and he just got done. We were in the change room, and a parent rushed in and said, "You guys won't believe this. There's a deer in the swimming pool." What? I thought there was no way. This is what Francisco told CTV News. The video showed the deer diving into the pool while being pursued by recreation staff. So, I've heard of deer or bull in the china shop, but I've never heard of deer in the swimming pool.
Yeah, is that going to be a new figure of speech?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if that figure is like
it could be like you're at the pool
a little
askew. You're at the pool with some buddies, and then. They one has had too many celery and tomato beverages, falls in the pool, that he's a deer in the pool.
Yeah.
You've heard of a deer in the headlights. Now you have a deer in the pool.
This is accurate. This is accurate. So
I like that.
I believe, from what I gather from this article, the deer is okay.
That's good.
So I do believe that the deer did get out of the pool.
That's good.
But, it looks like the deer broke in through a window, and they said that there was no danger apart from some broken glass on the floor, but it looks like everybody is okay.
No harm, no foul. It's all good.
No harm, no foul, no more deer in the pool. That's
what
I have to say about that. So I kind of want to watch the video, though. This is
Gosh.
Quite the...
I can imagine.
Interesting. Oh, my. It's like a big pool, too. I mean, it's not one of those little... dinky pools like I'm used to by my childhood home, but it's like a big old wilderness water park kind of thing. They've got water slides.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a big old...
Could have been fun if the deer just went down the slide.
Yeah, right? Can you imagine that? Like,
yeah.
I just picturing the deer just kind of like hanging out on its back with like his feet up in the air.
Oh my
I think
gosh,
that would be kind of funny.
That would be something.
I can't imagine. I don't think deer are very graceful, are they? I think they're kind of
no, I don't think they are either. Yeah, I do not imagine. I don't envision a deer as being a graceful animal.
No, but they can jump really high.
I heard
the deer can
yeah.
jump like 11 feet into the air. Isn't that?
I believe it.
Accurate? Does that sound about right?
I don't know. I believe it though. They're pretty nimble.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Deer just jump over the
pool.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
I don't know,
like
but deer in the pool. Hopefully,
that's something.
I mean, we're getting into the warmer weather here, so hopefully,
it could happen again.
When people are opening their pool up,
there's no deer in it.
There's no more deer in the pool. Yeah.
So my weird news is also related to pools. Actually, I'm pulling an audible. This is not what I had on the rundown, but I just remembered this when you mentioned the pool. I don't know if this is really news, but this was a funny video I saw, so I'm going to count it. this takes place, what can be presumed to be prior to a swim and dive meet at the University of Minnesota.
Oh boy.
Okay, and
Minnesota.
this is a shot of the different diving platforms, and there's a gentleman on the highest one holding the American flag, being all patriotic.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and there is what I can presume to be a woman who is there with him. I don't know if it's his wife, who this is, but the anthem is done, and he kindly, folds up the flag, hands it to the woman, and to set the scene, he is wearing dress pants, a button-down, a tie, a short-sleeve button-down, mind you, though, which just adds to the story because I haven't seen one of those in a while. So he hands the flag to this woman. He walks to the edge, and he jumps into the water. Instead of presumably what the woman did, going back down the platform and down the stairs like you think they would, he just seized the moment and went down and took a dive, and he landed what I think would be a good dive. I feel like at that height you have to land properly so you don't injure yourself. And he went in very arms to his side, legs nice and straight, that I think would be good so you can break the water properly.
The old pencil.
And then he just swam gracefully to the edge of the pool like nothing happened. And I thought it was hilarious when I saw it because, just when you think you know what's going to happen in that video, the exact opposite happens.
See, I felt that there was some pre-planning with that video.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
That doesn't look like a game time decision to just drop the flag and hightail it into the water.
That woman that he was with, he probably made some. He probably said something being like, "Hey, can you take the flag down the stairs for me? I have some reason that I cannot hold this flag going down the stairs." When in reality, was that he never planned on going down the stairs to begin with.
Yeah, right. He took the express elevator.
Yeah,
down.
imagine you're on the drive to that that swim and dive meet, and you're like, oh man, I get to hold the flag tonight. I should jump off the platform after. Why not? Seize the opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's cool, but it would have been if it was a little bit more natural. I think I would have liked it more. It was definitely staged, and I don't like the fact that you can feel that it's staged.
I think it was still hilarious though. Staged or not.
I mean, it's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
it still gave me a good chuckle.
If I was there, I think it would have been a little bit more impactful because you're watching him, climb rung by rung up to this giant platform and stand up there and go through the whole national anthem, and then you see him give the flag away, and you're like, this guy's about to jump in the water. What?
What's going on?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would have had a little bit more of an impact, I think.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
So.
That's fair.
But
that was my fun story. Not really a story, but I thought it was funny enough to bring it back.
That's weird news.
I feel like we can make this weird news or funny viral moments that we have seen, because I think there will be a plentiful supply of those to pull from as well for this.
I have to agree with you there because, especially, last week on our, I keep saying practice episode, but it wasn't really a practice. It's more of a
trial run.
A trial run episode. There we go.
Make sure the new software works run.
Right. Yeah. And we talked about the Super Bowl, and I feel like there was a lot of viral moments that we could have talked about from the Super Bowl in last week's odd news segment. So, but nobody's going to see that because that episode will never see the light of day. So
if we need to take an off week, in the future, maybe we just pull that one out of the archives.
Maybe
never before seen footage from the show. That could be fun.
The first Basement Birds.
Yeah, I almost said a lot about a little, but that ain't it no more.
That's not it anymore. Basement Birds.
Welcome to the flock. We're the Basement Birds.
Welcome to the flock.
That was a little aggressive, but.
Caw! Caw!
Going to be the perfect way to end this episode.
That is. So, hey, you know what? Thank you guys for watching and listening, depending on what you're doing. But we're really excited about this new format and this new name. Same show, same two knuckleheads down here in the basement.
Yep.
I'm in the basement. Reed's in
I'm in my apartment,
his living room. But
And if you stuck
know.
around, waiting for this episode to come out after we took the break from A Lot About a Little, thank you for sticking around. And, you're now a part of the flock.
Caw, caw. See you in the next one.
See ya.